In this video, we are going to discuss a very nice question on remainders. The question says, what is the remainder when 67 raised power 67 plus 67 is divided by 68? Now here I will use two methods. Let us discuss the first method. In the first method, we will use the concept known as negative remainder. I hope you are aware of negative remainder concept. If you are not, so let me give you a brief introduction. So let's say if I divide 35 by 6, and if I ask you what is the remainder, then you will say that the remainder is 6 into 5, 30 plus 5, right? So 5. Now think of this division problem as grouping. In other words, can I say that when I divide 35 by 6, can I say that this question can be thought of as I want to divide 35 items in a group of 6 items each. Then how many groups can be formed? 5 groups, right? But what is the leftover items? There are 5 extra, right? So 5 groups plus 5 extra. And this is my remainder, right? But let's say if I ask you how many more items do you need in order to form complete group, right? So we know that 6 items are needed to form a complete group and I have 5 left over, right? It means that I need one more. I need one more to form a complete group, right? So this one is known as the negative remainder. In other words, it can have either 5 as remainder or minus 1 as remainder. Both are equivalent, right? Now, given the positive remainder, how can you find the negative remainder? You can simply subtract divisor from the positive remainder. So 5 minus 6 equal to minus 1. Let me give you a quick another example. So let me ask you, let's say 7, yes, so 55 by 7. So positive remainder would be 7 into 7, 49 plus 6. And if I ask you what is the negative remainder, 6 minus divisor 7, that is minus 1, right? So both are the possible remainders. Now what is the advantage of negative remainder? The advantage is that our prime focus on finding remainders is that our magnitude should be less and less, right? Magnitude by remainder should be less and less. So if you notice here I have 6 as remainder, fine, and here I have minus 1 as remainder. Which is more beneficial? Let's say if I ask you 6 raised power 2023, and if I ask you minus 1 raised power 2023, which is easy to find? Obviously this one, right? I can simply say that this is, since I am raising this to odd power, so I can simply find the answer as minus 1. But how will you find a high power of 6, right? So that's why we use the negative remainder concept where we have larger magnitude of positive remainder, right? So in those cases, our negative remainder can be very, very useful. So I hope this is clear to you. Now let us move on to our question. Okay, so let me take a new page. So we have 67 raised 67 plus 67 by 68. Fine. Now what I can do is I can separate them out. So 67 raised power 67 by 68 plus 67 raised by divided by 68, right? Now can I rewrite this as minus 1, right? This will give me a negative remainder of minus 1, right? So minus 1 raised power 67 by 68 plus 67 by, I can leave it as it is, right? Further, now odd power of minus 1, this will give me minus 1. So minus 1 by 68 plus 67 by 68. Now this remainder will be minus 1. This remainder will be 67. If I add them, 67 minus 1, so that will be 66, right? So finally our answer is 66. Okay, so this was the method 1. This was method 1, right? I got our answer as 66. But let me try another method. Another method is also good. That method is also good. So let me start method 2. Now in this method I will use algebraic identities. Now what I will do is, I will use a very beautiful concept known as, let's say, if I ask you a plus b is divisible, is it divisible by a plus b? So obviously it is divisible, right? A square plus b square, is it divisible by a plus b? No, right? A cube plus b cube, is it divisible by a plus b? Yes, it is divisible by a plus b. So if you notice here, you can go it as high power as you want. So all the, let's say, a raised power n plus b raised power n, it is divisible by a plus b if n is odd, right? So a plus b, it is divisible a cube plus b cube, a raised power 5 plus b raised power 5, but even powers are not divisible. Okay, now I can use this identity in this question. So we have, now see how we can use 67 raised power 67 plus 67 divided by 68. Now what I can do is, I can take 1 from here. So 67 raised power 67 plus 1 plus 66, right? Now can I write 1 as 1 raised power 67, right? Any higher power of 1 is going to give me 1, right? Now if you notice here, this is a pattern now. This is A, this is B, and this is N, this is N. And N is odd, right? So 67 raised power 67 plus 1 raised power 67 will be divisible by 67 plus 1, right? This remainder will be 0, right? It means that this is divisible by 68. So if this part is divisible by 68, this particular part, so this is 0, so this will be remaining, right? So 66 0, let me 0 0 plus 66 by 68, what will be the remainder? Obviously 66, right? So finally we got our answer as 66. So this was the second method. I hope this is clear to you. We use the concept a raised power n plus b raised power n is divisible by a plus b if n is odd. I hope this is clear to you, right? So this way we can solve such questions. So let us do a quick recap. In the first method, I used the concept known as negative remainder, right? I wrote 67 as minus 1 raised power 67, and from here I got minus 1, and this simplified our lots of calculations I found, and I got 66 as our answer. Fine. In the second method, I used the concept known as a raised power n plus b raised power n is divisible by a plus b if n is odd, right? It must be odd. And then I split 67 as 1 plus 66, and I wrote 1 raised power 67 so that I can form a pair of a raised power n plus b raised power n, and I found that this is divisible by 68. So I am left over with 66, and I got 66 in my mind. So this way we solved this good question. I hope you learned a lot of things in this question. You learned the concept of negative remainders, that how can we leverage that particular concept, and this will be highly beneficial for you further remainders questions, right? So thank you.